Now let's see this quantifiers with negations. Some important formulas are like this. For all x, assume that p of x and q of x is given. If you want to negate it, if you want to apply negation, then what you do is whatever is the scope of this quantifier, right, this entire part, you take it as a collection, I mean as one single propositional function. For example, you can take this entire thing as r of x and then you can do it easily. Earlier what happened was, they were just for all x, r of x was there, and when I applied negation, I told you to change the for all to there exists and then apply negation to this. Now when you have this compound propositional function, a function which is a collection of or a combination of more propositional functions, you might get confused about how to go about it. So that is why you replace this big function using a small notation and then you simplify it. If you can directly do it, it is okay. Otherwise you go this way, right, r of x, where r of x is this one, right, and now you apply negation to this. As I told you, now this is simple. So first thing is you apply negation to for all, then it is going to get converted to there exists x, right, and now you apply negation to r of x. Now if I apply negation to r of x, it is going to be like this, and now you can replace negation this r of x with this and you will get the answer, right. So what is it? There exists x, negation of p of x and q of x. So what is it? There exists x, negation of p of x or negation of q of x. Got it? So this is how you have to deal with compound propositional functions like this in a combination with universal quantifier or any quantifier with a negation. And one other important formula, interesting formula here is this one. Either you can take for all or there exists. Generally this is what is important. So I'll tell you why it is important later. First let's understand how it is done. Later I'll tell you why only this formula, whichever I am talking about, is important. There exists, for all x, let us say p of x implies q of x is given. For all x, p of x implies q of x is given. Now I want to apply a negation to this. What happens? This is what I want. So again, in order to do this, instead of dealing with this implication, you just convert it into the other connectives like and or. You know that p implies q can be written as negation p or q, right? So I can write this as this, like this. This is equivalent to negation of for all x, negation p of x or q of x, right? And now if you apply negation to for all, it is going to become there exists, right? So it is going to become there exists x, and when you apply negation to this entire statement, it is going to become p of x and negation of q of x. P of x and negation of q of x, it is negation, okay? So it is very important. Why is it important? We shall discuss later. I'll tell you clearly. But for now, understand that this is how we got it, okay? So which means if I take this particular formula and apply negation, this is what I am getting. And if there is any question going to be asked in this concept, it will be mainly on this formula because it is going to be very useful. I'll explain it, okay? So don't get confused here itself. We go slowly. So understood this one, right? And then one more formula which is very important, which can be asked, is they are all simple. You have to just simplify them, okay? There is something like this. There exists x in such a way that p of x and q of x. So what is the scope of there exists? This entire part, okay? Here what is the scope of for all x? This entire part. I hope you know how to apply it. Since the brackets are given like this, it means that the scope of this one is this entire thing. Okay, now if I try to apply negation, then you know what has to be done. This there exists will become for all x, and this entire thing has to be negated. So which is nothing but negation p of x, isn't it, or negation q of x, right? Now if you observe this, I could even write it this way: for all x, p of x implies negation q of x. Try to understand this one, important. Why did I write this? Because p implies q can be written as negation p or q, isn't it? Similarly, p implies negation q can be written as negation p or negation q. Got it? So these two are very important. And what is the meaning of these things, these notations, and why did I do this? I'll take some statements. I'll take this English statement and I'll convert it into a propositional function, and then I'll apply the quantifiers, and then I'll negate them, and I'll explain you how everything is meaningful. You might not be able to understand the meaning, but once you understand the formula, it is okay. You will be able to score the marks. But if you really want to understand the meaning behind it, why they are very important, I'll take some statements. Okay, in the next video we shall see them. And before starting next video, yes, that's it. So whenever you have any compound statement, you just use this rule: replace the entire compound propositional function using a simple propositional function, and then try to apply the negation to that simple propositional function. Got it? Okay.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So, first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.